Hi friends and welcome to another video. Today I am bringing you a book tag, but it's actually two book tags because I am taking the Spring Has Sprung by BG at Getting Through and Spring Flowers by Chantal at Dreaming of Ink and Paper. I will leave their blogs linked down below. I believe I have hair. Sorry. I believe that is where these were originated and these are the creators of the tag. I took some questions from each tag and just mixed them up. So I have 10 questions here. I'm just going to get right into it with the first question. There is a flower here that I cannot pronounce, so I will scoot over this direction and pop the flower on screen with the names so that you can see. And this is a book with a sad ending. For this, I'm going to go with The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I just recently read this and I will have thoughts on this coming out soon, so if you're interested, stick around for that. I think that this ending was sad for me, but not in the way that was sad for everyone else. This is an Achilles story, it is a queer story, and obviously, if you know anything about Achilles, you could potentially understand why this is sad. But I think I felt sadness for a different reason, and I will get into that in my review of this. But I did cry at the end of this. I did shed a tear, so this fits perfectly for this question. Next year we have Peony. I can actually say that one. And this is a book that made you feel embarrassed. Now, I didn't know how to take this question because one, I don't get embarrassed about what I read. I read what I read. I'm interested in a lot of different genres, and I don't feel like people should be embarrassed or ashamed of their reading. And I don't really feel that way about what I read. So I took it another way and was like a book I felt embarrassed while reading, not because of other people's thoughts, but because of my personal thoughts, and it's Magnolia Parks. I hated this. I have a rant review. I will link it somewhere. I did not like this book. The name dropping of designer brands had me cringing. Like, I understand to create like the opulence lifestyle that you can drop these in and stuff. It makes sense, but this was done like so over extent that I was just like, at this point, if I start counting every time that you drop a designer brand's name, which I don't care about, like drop it once or twice, make it clear what kind of world we're in. Don't drop it 100 times in the space of one novel. I don't care if she's wearing Chanel. I don't care if she's out here rocking Fenty. Like I don't care. I just want I just want the story, and it just made me cringe. Also, the main love interest name was shortened to BJ, and that means a very distinct thing in my mind. So every time I read his name, I was like, oh, mm-mm. I didn't like this. It made me cringe. And I'm sorry if this was your favorite book. The next question is Crocus. I'd never heard of this flower. A book that made you laugh out loud. I do own this, but I'm not getting my shelves any more undressed because I just done a haul. So I have books all around me at this precise moment, which is why I'm still in the same outfit, in the same hair, in the same makeup, because, you know, I've got to capitalize on time. So I went with 7 days in June for this, and I'm kind of wishing that I did take out the book because the first like couple of sentences had me laughing. Like this was funny, and I liked the fact that it was funny, even though it followed some serious topics throughout this book. And I'm pretty sure it goes along the vein of she didn't want to die, like with a dildo somewhere. I am gonna leave it at that because I don't know the exact quote and I don't want to misquote this. But I picked this book up not knowing if I was going to be in the mood for it, and instantly read the first couple of sentences and was like, I'm reading this because it made me laugh. The next is Pansy. This is a book that challenged you to think about important or heavy subjects. For this, I don't have a book specifically. I do have an author, Tiffany D. Jackson. I love Tiffany D. Jackson. Even the books that I read and not loved as much, I still love the writing and the importance that her books have. Her narrative is always, thought provoking and full of emotion. I highly recommend Monday's Not Coming, Allegedly, Grown. Those are the ones that I think hit me the hardest. Even White Smoke, I do have Tiffany D. Jackson down here, but I don't think you'll be able to see it on camera. White Smoke wasn't as good for me. Neither was Weight of Blood, The Weight of Blood. They were both horrors, and I like that Tiffany D. Jackson's trying to do something outside of the like thriller genre. They didn't hit as hard, but they still, like, White Smoke had really good anxiety rep, and you know, The Weight of Blood is a Carrie retelling, and it brings up a lot of bullying and being made fun of, um, from a different view from the original Carrie. So yeah, I would highly recommend, if you're looking for heavy subjects that are handled with care, that have great writing style, I would highly recommend Tiffany D. Jackson as an author all round. Now, I have here Daisy, a book with strong friendship. Originally, this was. Where did it go? Originally, this was strong female friendship, but I changed it to strong friendship because I didn't want to close off the door of having Heartstopper as an answer, because I'm not holding this the right way. Because this friend group in this whole series and in the TV show are just a joy. They're just a joy. Like, I wish I had a friend group like this when I was a teenager. Maybe I wouldn't have some problems that I have now if I had loving, caring friends that were there for me. And I just really enjoy the friendship aspect of these books, and, you know, going through hard times and the happy times and the highs and the lows. I just, it's realistic while also being nice to read. And if you want something with friendship, Heartstopper's your way to go, whether it be the graphic novels or the TV show. Next here we have chaos. Next here we have Flowers, most beautiful book inside and out. Now, I could go with a lot for this answer, and I'm gonna go with Crescent City. Specifically, my Fairy Loot exclusive editions. Because, have you seen how gorgeous these are? Like, I am just obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. And even that, like, I love everything about these editions. And the reason that I'm going with this one and not the set is simply because I haven't read the sequel yet. Um, because I'm scared. I'm so scared. Because I haven't heard or seen the best things about the third book. And now I am super apprehensive because I love this. I gave this 5 stars. I am a huge Akatar fan, so when this came out, I was like, okay, I'm either gonna love it or I'm not gonna like it, and I really hope I love it. And I've read this book twice now. I really want these to like be on properly. I've read this book twice now. I loved it just as much the second time around as I did the first, and it's just amazing. I cried the first time I read this. Don't judge me. And I just think that it's such a good book. It is such a good book, and it's this edition in particular is beautiful, just as good inside as out. And I'm so scared to read the next 2 books in the series. Not so much Sky and Breath, because Sky and Breath I think had like good feedback, but I need to read that to get to the third one, and the third one seems to not be going down well. So I am scared, but I love this one. Put that back in there. What is the next question? The next question is Rain, a book that lifts your spirits. And for this, I'm going with The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I will pop the cover on screen. And I loved this. I picked this up on a whim. It was just so cozy and happy and low stakes, and I just needed this in my life. Their author is coming out with the magical guide to gardening and keeping. I will be picking that up as soon as I can get my hands on it because I loved this one so much. It just made me happy and entertained. I just really enjoyed it. It was something I read in like a day, which I don't really have the time to do anymore unless I'm on holiday from work. Hint, hint, I'm on holiday from work right now. I have some annual leave, so that's feeling really good. But instead of sitting down and reading a book in a day, I am hooked on crocheting. So I've got to pick my battles. I've got to pick and choose what I'm ready and what I can do. So yeah, this if you're looking for something that is fun, fast paced, easy, read this. I was scared of the hype, but the hype it deserves the hype. It really does. Next here we have Chilly Weather, a DNF or a book you didn't enjoy. So I picked up Promised in Fire by Jasmine Walt in the first month of the year, January. And I was not sold on this. I This was meant to be like a dragon shifter romance, and the synopsis made it sound like this epic world with these epic creatures. And although I did enjoy, like, there was parts of this that were so promising, they were so promising. It was just lacking a little finesse, maybe. It could have done with like some editing. The world could have been done with just a little bit more building. Like there was just picks that I had with this. And I think the reason that I was so upset about not really vibing with this was because I could see the potential in the story. There was so many cool things in this, and I just wish that, it was done a little bit different. This was not what I was sold, and I just like it was sold to me as a Rhysand Xavier mashup. It's not. Moving on, we have Green, a book you haven't read yet but really want to. So I read Powerful by Lauren Roberts in like the last week. I will be reading no Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I will be reading Powerful when it comes out on the 11th. I have a pre-order. It's a novella in that series. I want it. I need it. I need everything from this series. I loved Powerless and I'm ready to continue. So that will be coming out on the 11th and it should be delivered to me on the 11th. So I will be picking that up physically. And then on the 12th, Pirate Girls by Penelope Douglas, which is the sequel to Falls Boys, which is a spin off from the Bully series, will be getting released on the 12th on Kindle Unlimited. So I will be reading Powerful on the 11th and Pirate Girls on the 12th. One will be physical, one will be Kindle, and that is what I'm most looking forward to in the next month, I would say. The next question we have here is Warm Weather, a book you loved and wanted more of. And for this, I'm going to go with A Fate Inked in Blood. I read this, I loved this. I will be reviewing this soon for my channel. So if you're wanting to see that, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. I just wanted more from this world, and I'm glad that I wanted more from this world because it is a trilogy, so I am going to get it eventually. I am going to be able to revisit this world and these characters. I just wish it was going to be sooner than the wait that I'm going to have. I really, really enjoyed this, highly recommend it, and can't wait to return to this world when book 2 gets released. I don't even know when that is. I know looking it up is going to make me sad, so we're just going to pretend that it's not as far away as it actually is. And that is it. That is all I have for you today. So this is like I may call this Spring Flowers Have Sprung tag. That seems like a mouthful, but it's a combination of these two tags. The originals will be linked down below in the description in case you want the originals and the original questions. But if you want to do this specific version of the tag, feel free to do so. I love doing tags. It lets me talk about things that I might not necessarily get to talk about on my channel because I can't talk about every single thing that I read. Even though I tried to talk about as much, and a goal for 2024 was to talk more about the books that I read, um, I can't talk about everything. So tags are a fun way to be able to talk about things that I may not get a chance to. So yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to do this tag, then you are now officially tagged. I hope you have a great day, a great week, a great weekend, whenever the hell you're watching this. Remember to stay safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Pick it up from the top, hit